Hello, America. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my review of Married at First Sight, Season 10, Episode 7. We are 7 episodes in. Okay, let me just say this to you. Okay, I just got back from doing my work, my job. It's not really, I don't know. I just got back from doing it. Okay, so I'm tired. I watched Married at First Sight and Love After Lockup today. So, boom. We are on episode 7. If you hear crunching and stuff, it's my cat. We are on episode 7. 7. And this is what, the 10th. It went from day 7 to day 10. We're on episode 7. And we are just a week into these marriages. No. And it always makes me feel good watching Life After Lockup. Life and Love After Lockup are always 1-hour shows. They give you what you need and then they let you go. They let you go. Okay? They let you go. Just like I need to let this damn hair go. Anyway, I'm sorry. Okay, so they're back in DC. This is going to be abbreviated because I don't know when I need to leave. They're back in DC and now they're in their new apartments. Well, everyone's not in their new apartments. Who's not in their new apartments? Oh, well, let's get to it. Zach and Mindy. Zach says that he's not ready to move in. So Mindy went to the apartment and Zach said, you know, this ain't what I'm really trying to do right now in my life, you know, so I'm gonna just go home. So he goes home. Mindy says that she's going to move in because, you know, her family didn't come to the wedding. She had all of these, not exterminating, y'all know what I'm trying to say. All those outside circumstances and everything, but she wants to be married. She wants to at least, like, you know, put her best foot forward, and she's going to stay into the marriage, okay? So Zach is at home with his dogs. What really tripped me out was that his shirt was inside out. He may have had like a graphic on, but also that he made the eggs, right? He made the eggs, and that's when I got confused because he made the eggs, okay? I feel like he made the eggs in the same bowl that he ate the eggs out of. Now, of course, you can wash out a bowl, but it was weird because he was putting the eggs in there. The next scene, he's eating the eggs, and I thought that he was just going to start eating raw egg. He's a fitness man. I didn't know what this man was about to do. Anyway, Zach said that he went with what he felt was right, and he needed to hit the reset button and take it from a different vantage point, and he doesn't want to compromise and put on a show because he's compromised before and it was no clarity. If you don't want to compromise in this fucking marriage thing, then you should literally be single, because when you're single, you don't have to compromise at all. If you say, I want to go to Target and spend $59,000, and ain't nobody in your ear talking about, well, shouldn't we save? Shouldn't we do this? No one's in your ear. So don't be married if you feel as though you can't compromise and you feel as though it's such a big deal and a big burden for you. Anyway, y'all know that the All-Star weekend is going on. The dunk contest is probably happening right now and I'm not watching it. So this is really put a damper on my spirits, okay? We see Mindy, her friend comes over, and, you know, Mindy explains what Zach had said on the honeymoon and what Zach said, you know, when they came, and her friend was like, he a piece of trash, okay? Why you trying to make things work with a piece of trash? Then what all of these episodes were about was Pastor Cal coming to see everyone, okay? They tried to play it off like, oh, it's just a regular day. No, it's Pastor Cal coming. Pastor Cal comes and he sits with Mindy. he tells, I couldn't remember everything that they talked about, but basically he says to her that just because he doesn't find attractiveness in you does not mean that you're not attractive. Then he goes to talk to Zach, and Zach says that he doesn't feel any chemistry. And he starts talking, and he like, you get where I'm coming from. And Pastor Cal was like, nah. And then he was like, so when you came into the marriage, did you have any preconceived notions about anything? Zach says no. Zach says, on paper, this is everything that I want, but something's missing. Girl, I don't care. Okay, sir, I don't care. How about that? Um, Pastor Kyle then says, look, bro, do you want to continue in this relationship or no? He says, yes. And I, bitch, what? Yes. Pastor Kyle was like, okay. So I'm not really sure if he wants to stay in this marriage or if he's doing it for other reasons. But since he says that he wants to stay, I'm going to give him a little bit of advice. He tells him to be patient. That chemistry can grow, attraction can grow. Everybody thinks that it's just this like boom, ba boom, I'm in love, but it's not that. So chill out. Then Mindy comes in. Mindy says that she wants to make it work. Um, Zach tells Mindy that he knows why they were matched. And so then Pastor Cal says, so are you going to move into the home? And Zach says, I need my own space. Pastor Cal says, you do know that there's 2 bedrooms. And this is, you know, oh, and then Zach says, well, this ain't married roommates at first sight. Oh, nigga, you got jokes? Guess what? Your ass is put off at first sight. Don't play with me. What? It ain't roommates at first sight. You that Zach then says that he wants to be able to miss her and want to reach out to her. And Pastor Cal says absence may make the heart grow fonder, but it can also make the heart wander. Mindy says that she still wants to put her best foot forward and make the marriage work. Why are you people continuing to try to make the marriage work? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I said, hit me with that $10 tip. Boop. Hit me with that $10 tip. And they did. You know, when I be thinking about something, damn, is that in life? Because I know a lot of times when I think about something, like I remember, okay, this is off topic, but if you don't like it, go. One time I was doing Uber and I was like, oh, I just need $5 more to make my goal. And this lady gonna give me a $5 tip. Homegirl had a $5 bill in her hand giving it to me. I just said I need a $10 tip and I just got a $10 tip. What's going on? Am I psychic? Raven Baxter. That's so. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We moving on. So we then see Austin and Jessica. They happy. I really don't really need to talk about anything. I mean, Austin doesn't sleep with a sheet on his bed, so that's kind of nasty. Jessica says that she was expecting the worst, but she's very happy that he's a minimalist since she has a lot of stuff. Um, they go see her house. She got a watermelon. He was like, don't bring the watermelon. Why wouldn't you bring the watermelon? Let's think about that. I'm gonna be in this house with you for 8 weeks. The watermelon's gonna be not good by the time I come back. Why wouldn't I bring the watermelon? Yeah, Pastor Cal comes, and the only thing is that Austin makes significantly less than Jessica, but I guess he's just moving up in the ranks, and he doesn't want her to, put in more money or have to like compensate or overcompensate because he makes more money than her, or she makes more money than him. They want to have kids in like 2 or 3 years, and the sex life is good, and they're happy, and everything's wonderful. That's the end of Austin and Jessica's story. Now we have Derek and Katie. Katie says that she feels like a married couple. Y'all been married for 7 days. What are we really doing in this life? She goes to his homeboy, has a like like 3 or 4 20s and some ones and a fake. gun, because Derek says if somebody comes to the house in the middle of the night, then a fake gun is better than nothing at all. Because if somebody see you in the dark like this, then they gonna be scared. But what if they got a real gun and they see you in the bed like this and they be like, boom, and now look, guess who's dead? You, because you had a fake gun. Anyway, and why you got all that damn money in your... Anyway, it was very weird to me. We go see Katie's house. Katie's house is really nice. I was looking at her decor because, I'm trying to get my life together. So I'd love to look at people's decor. She has a dog. Her dog's nice. Pastor Cal comes to visit. They say that marriage has been good. Then they just get into it. Pastor Cal was like, has attraction become more than just physical? Derek says that it's growing, but it's really not substantial. He feels like they've stagnated. They've been stagnant since, they made as much progress as they could while they were on their honeymoon and without feelings. He feels like they're just roommates sometimes, and that makes her feel nervous. He says that the main thing missing is time, and he doesn't feel like he can love her until about 6 months to a year. Let me tell you this. I know, I ain't telling you to get to love me after this 8-week process on the dot of 8 weeks and a day. I don't want you to say, yo, I love you, big homie, but I can't. A year? No. So that scares Katie. And Pastor Cal is like, so have you ever been in love? He says no. And shouldn't they have already asked him this? Think they have. They're just reiterating it. He says, I don't feel like I've ever fallen in love. Pastor Cal says, well, you don't fall in love, you grow in love, and love is something that you actively work on to make it, grow, because you're growing in love. So then Katie says that she was in love with the ex who, she was stressing about for them 14 episodes before they showed the 17 episode, the 17-part wedding special. And Pastor Cal says, so if that person comes back in your life, would that be a problem? She says she doesn't know. He says, are you still attracted? She says yes. But emotionally, she's cut ties. She says it's a conscious decision every day that she has to make. And Pastor Cal says, well, if it's a conscious decision every day that you have to make, then you haven't really cut ties. Pastor Cal asks, is your healing affecting you from making a deeper connection with Derek? I think she says yes. She didn't verbally say anything. And by that time, I think I had rolled over and I was just listening. Okay, one thing is just a pet peeve of mine, but Katie be chewing her lip. And I just get really distracted when she's talking. So I don't really hear anything that she's saying, if that makes sense. So Derek is very concerned by it. Later that evening, they reiterate this conversation, just them two. He says, I'm concerned. She says, I understand. He says that he's only bringing it up now because it may affect them in the future. She says that, there's no communication between her and this ex of hers. And he says, okay, I trust you. And whether it's good or bad, I'm not him. And that's a crazy thing to say. I mean, it's true. Whether good or bad, I'm not him. And it was like, okay. I don't know. Anyway. She says that she's very happy with him. Okay. We see Michael and Mika. Michael asks Mika how does she feel living with someone. She says that she's very nervous and, having to incorporate someone into a life that was just her. They go to her house. He's looking through her stuff. Mika says she's a little weirded out, but it's all in fun. Then they go to, please don't do that. Please don't smell the bottom of my dress. Anyway, they go to his house and he got like clothes up under the bed. And he has like, I guess, 2 pans that he keeps on the stove with a spatula that he keeps in there all the time. So he can just always have it? Y'all, I don't know. Okay, I really don't know. And he doesn't use cabinets, so he doesn't put his stuff up. Who knows? So Pastor Cal comes to visit. Mika says that things have been better since she stopped thinking about Michael as her husband, or yeah, as her husband, and not like putting so much focus on making the relationship work and just, having a friendship. She says that they talk about salary and kids. She says that she's very happy that he's making more than her because she's tired of, having to do everything. They both want children. He says two with a possible adoption for the third. He talks about his adoption story, and then he talks about why his love language is, I guess, physical touch, and how he didn't really mean sex when he like had said all that stuff to her. He just meant like intimacy. And then Mika was like, no, you said sex. And Michael denies it, but it's just like, I don't get it. Did he not say it at all? Because why would she just say, you said to me, if we don't have sex on the honeymoon, then it's going to be done. And I watch a couple of Married at First Sight reviews. One person that I watch really kind of get on my nerves, low key, because it's like, I don't, I mean, I guess we're all people. So I guess the way that one person takes this, basically, the way that one person takes this is not the way that Mika took it. And so, if you are okay with your husband saying, yo, we need to, have sex so we can figure it out, and you're okay with the way that he said it and the way that he's presented himself to you in that manner, then that's fine. Mika was not okay with that. So even though we have our own we have our own worlds and our own lives and things that we think are cool and things that we think aren't cool, it don't matter because this was between her and him. So what she said to him was not cool to her, and that's just how it goes. So anyway, he starts to cry. He's talking about, how he feels like he has a lot of pressure and he feels like he's failing and he wants to make others happy. And she says that she knows that they have issues, but she doesn't think that they're failing, and she hugs him. And then later on, she says that she's very happy that Michael cares so much that he can be vulnerable around her. Michael says that they sit down and talk. Michael says that we've had more good times than bad times, and I think very highly of you. And what can I do to make us be back on track? She says that she just needs to know that she can trust him, and they both want the marriage to work. Okay. We see Taylor. Taylor don't know where Brandon is. They got to DC and he left. She says that she doesn't like being disrespected, but she's not ready to give up. Okay, so she calls Pastor Cal because Brandon is not anywhere to be found. She tells Pastor Cal that she had a great time learning about Brandon on the honeymoon, and but then things went downhill. She tells him about what happened the day before they left, or the day that they left. Pastor Cal is shocked. Then Brandon comes in with flowers, and I just want to know, did they test these people for mental illness? Because it just seems as though he really goes from one extreme to another. Pastor Cal is like, yo, I need to talk to you just alone. He's like, what you be doing? Brandon says that, it's a new level of vulnerability being in front of a camera. And he got mad when Taylor said that she didn't like how he was portrayed. And he felt like she wasn't Team Brandon, and that meant that she was against him. And Pastor Cal says it's not Team Brandon or Team Taylor. It's like people. I can't remember what he said. He said something. He says that Brandon lashes out before people can lash out to him, but in return, that makes people feel alienated, or that makes him alienate people and not be cool. Pastor Cal wants them to communicate, so Taylor comes back out. Taylor says that she wants to move forward. She says that she wants to be cordial. And, you know, if you treat me or production like this, then I don't want to be in this relationship. Brandon says sorry. And Pastor Cal says that you need to fight against those outbursts if you want this relationship to last. Pastor Cal makes them redo their vows, but it's all pointless because clearly we know that they're not together. We also know that, well, we don't know. I know, I don't know if y'all know, that I think Brandon is not at the reunion, I guess because he broke the NDA by, you know, by filing for divorce too soon. But anyway, I think that I'm done. I've done 22 minutes, and if I haven't fit the cut off 17 couples in there, then I guess I won't ever do that, huh? So anyway, tomorrow I will put out Love After Lockup, and God, here we go, 90 Day Fiance, huh? They really don't give like people a week. That's really what I'm trying to figure out, like a week. Like I know 90 Day Fiance gonna have their 17-part special, and then literally on the 18th week after the 17-part special, guess what? Guess what? It's gonna be before the 90 days with No Neck and Darcy. Anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to talk about that man. I think that man like one of my posts, and I don't want to talk. I don't want to call him No Neck. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure he may watch one of my videos, and I don't want to call him No Neck. So I'm not going to do that. Anyway, I'm done. If y'all like this review, you can like, comment, and subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter. Everything else you need to know about me will be down below. My name is Brio. I make beats. I sing songs. If you like what you see, come on along. Bye.